Um, Alrighty, hello YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cryptic Coil, and in today's video, I'm actually gonna do an album review. Let me explain why I'm doing that because I've been doing some different things on my channel lately. Okay, so when I first started my channel, Cryptic Coil, I was mostly talking about music stuff. I reacted to the news that Dave Ellefson had been fired from Megadeth. I did a reaction, or I did a review of some episodes of Paradise City, which was the American Satan spinoff TV show starring Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides. And then I got away from music because I started to get more into like horror, but specifically vintage middle grade and young adult horror books and R.L. Stine and Christopher Pike and point horror. All right, well, so lately I've really been digging this one YouTube channel called The Hair Metal Guru. And the reason why is because hair metal is arguably my favorite genre of music of all time. I don't know for sure that it's like my absolute favorite, but it's up there because that's what really got me into music and heavy metal and rock and roll and stuff. And so to this day, I'm a huge hair metal fan. And you got that guy out there talking, creating all this content to talk about hair metal and everything, and it kind of makes me want to get back into doing something musical on my channel. And so, in today's video, I am going to review the sophomore album by the 80's hair metal band Vixen. Vixen was an all-female hair metal band that started in the 80's, and they're not really around. Well, they are kind of around now, but the lead singer Janet Garner, she's no longer in the band, so she's been replaced by Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale, and sadly, the guitar player of Vixen, Jan Kunemund, passed away from cancer back in, I don't remember what year it was, 2011, 2012, 2013, somewhere back there. And that was really, really sad. But anyway, I do want to review this album. The problem is that I can't read the song titles. Like, I have 2010 vision and I can't read the song titles on the back because the font is so tiny and it doesn't stand out. Like, you can't read the fonts over the image on the back. So that's a little bit obnoxious. But so I'm going to go ahead and open the CD booklet. And look, before I start talking about the songs, let's look at the girls from Vixen, okay? They look like such cool 80's metal chicks. Their aesthetic is like spot on. Like, well, I mean, of course, because it was authentic back then, but I love Vixen. Here's another picture from the CD booklet if you want to see that. All right. First, let's talk about the album cover. I really don't know what's going on here. They have, a pretty cool looking logo. The t-shirt, the Vixen shirt that I'm wearing, I just bought it on eBay. I think it's just a counterfeit reprint. I have no idea. I think I spent like $20 on it on eBay. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with this album cover. I mean, it's got a beautiful sunset, I guess. I don't know what I'm looking at though. Anyway, the title of the album is Rev It Up. Like I said, it's this sophomore album from Vixen. And I've actually been listening to it a lot over the last couple of weeks. I've been a huge Vixen fan since I was like in middle school, I guess, because in the late 90's they used to advertise this compilation CD called what was it called, Monster Ballads. And it was like a whole bunch of 80's hair metal ballads like on one CD, and you had to call this number and pay for the CD with your credit card. And Vixen was on that compilation. They had a track called Cryin', and I used to see that commercial over and over again because it was the late 90's, and by then I was in middle school. But I was like, oh wow, I remember that scene. Like I was a little kid. I remember, seeing like 80s hair metal people walk around town with their hair and their leather jackets. And uh, I also grew up watching like the movie Airheads and stuff. So anyway, that's how I got into Vixen. But let's get into the album review. All right. So the very first song is called Rev It Up. Okay. Rev It Up is a really terrific song. It's not really one of the ones that I gravitate towards. So there's other songs on this album that I would put on a playlist before I'd pick Rev It Up. But Rev It Up is a really good song. It's got a really upbeat tempo. It's really catchy. And the lyrics are like really motivational. So one moment where I could see myself reach for this song over any of the other songs would be like if I were on the treadmill, okay, and I just need something that's going to make me feel amped up and motivated to keep going and continue burning them calories. So, Rev It Up is a cool song. I'll just read you the lyrics to the chorus, and it's a very catchy chorus. Give it all you got, rev it up, rev it up. Push it to the top, rev it up, rev it up. If anyone tries to hold you back, don't let them run you off the track. Give it all you got, rev it up. And then in the outro, or no, it's not really the outro. Sorry, it's kind of the pre-chorus. In a world full of heartache, jealousy wears a friendly face. We can hold on. You can't keep a fast car out of the race. And so the song is just like really inspirational. It's trying to inspire somebody to keep going, or at least lyrically. But, it's catchy. It's really upbeat. It's probably one of the heavier tracks on this album. So I really enjoy Rev It Up. All right, here is the next song, How Much Love. Okay, and I really love this song. It's an 80s love song, 80s hair metal love song. I know that a lot of people, that's not their cup of tea. I get it. I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. I am, okay? I just love this song. It's incredibly catchy. This is one of the songs on the album that I really gravitate towards. What I really like about this song is the lyrics talk about being single, and how when you date somebody, you kind of have to deal with all the baggage that they're carrying from the previous relationships where they got hurt. And that's what she's singing in the chorus. She's saying, tell me how much love is it gonna take to prove I'm not another heartache? Till you begin to let your heart give in, how much love is it gonna take? And so she's, in the song, she's talking about how she's crazy about somebody, but this person is guarded because of what they've been through. And she's over here basically trying to break down their walls and show this person that she's not like their exes. And it's just a really catchy song. I really like the guitar solo in it. I'm a huge fan of Jan Kuneman's playing. I don't think that she's like the best, but I mean, she's super, super good. I think that what her strength is as a guitar player is being able to pick out the right notes for the song. And to tell you the truth, I think that she can pretty much hold her own against, most of the guys in this scene, which is saying a lot because the guys in this scene are like elite. The guys in this scene can hold their own against musicians of any genre ever. I mean, some of the best guitar players that we've ever seen come out of this 80s hair metal scene. And Jan Kuneman, she's up there too. She can hold her own. Is she quite as good as like a George Lynch or a Randy Rhoads? Like, no, but she's not like that far behind. I mean, the fact that she's as close to being on that level as what she was, I mean, super impressive. She's way better than me. Way better than me. Oh my God. But yeah, How Much Love is a great song. So the next song on the track is Love is a Killer. And Love is a Killer is one of my favorite songs on this track. It's a little cheesy, I'm not going to lie, but it's like pizza. It's the best kind of cheese. And the song is pretty much what it sounds like. Love is a killer. So she's personifying love itself and describing love manifested in human form as being like a killer. And I really got to read you the chorus, okay? Love is a killer, a homicidal fiend. Love is a killer. It'll be the death of me. I got a target on my back for a cupid dressed in black. Love is a killer. It's killing me. And I know that that sounds cheesy, but when she sings those lyrics in the key that she's singing it in, like I get goosebumps every single time, and I can totally picture it, and it really paints a picture in my mind. The song just gives me goosebumps. I don't. Is it my favorite song on the album? Like I don't even know, but it's up there. It really is. It's really catchy. I love Jan Kuhneman's guitar work. I just love Janet Garner's voice. She's not like the greatest singer ever, but she's a really good front person. She really knows how to, you know, nuance words and stuff like that. Just kind of make her vocals meaningful for the sake of the track. Like this is just such a good album, such a good song. Love the guitar solo in this as well. I wish it was a little longer, in all honesty, but it was really good. Again, just proving that Jan Kuhneman can hold her own. All right, the fourth song on the album is called Not a Minute Too Soon. And this is kind of a song that I used to skip on this album in my younger years. It's not one of my favorites. It never has been. It never will be. But it is catchy. It is a good song. It could have been a hit. It's just not really for me. And the reason why it's not for me is because I want hair metal. Okay, emphasis on the metal. This is not hair metal. This is just pop rock. I would call it pop rock on the border of hard rock, but it's just kind of a pop rock song. So I kind of skip Not a Minute Too Soon. I don't really skip it anymore. I don't have a CD player in my car these days because I kind of have a brand new car and they don't put CD players in them anymore, like idiots. So I pay for YouTube Premium so I can listen to music without commercials and stuff on YouTube. So I just stream this album in my car, even though I actually have the CD, which sucks. It's kind of tragic that I have to do that. But I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that I get to do that, but I don't have to. Anyway, so whenever I have the album playing, I don't really skip it that much, but I just don't really get the same enjoyment out of it. But I'm sure there are a lot of other people that love Not a Minute Too Soon. I just wanted something a little bit heavier and harder. And the same thing goes for the one, two, three, four. The fifth song on this album, "Streets in Paradise," and again, I've never even sat and taken time to listen to the lyrics and read the lyrics. I'm looking at them right now, and this just isn't exactly my favorite. It's just not my favorite because again, it's more pop rock and not even hard rock or hair metal per se. So I'll move on to the sixth track, and this is one of my favorites. Okay, it's called Hard 16. Okay, so the sixth song on this album is called Hard 16, and oh my god, the lyrics just stick with you. This song right here is, to me, it's Vixen's version of Bon Jovi's Runaway. So in Runaway, Bon Jovi told you the story about this girl who ended up, this teenage girl who ran away from home and kind of had to work her way through the night to get by. It was a really tragic story, really tragic. And I'm sure that at the time when it got released, I'm sure it made a lot of people cry. Hard 16 is pretty much the same thing. It's about a girl named Jenny who didn't have a very good relationship with her parents. The lyrics tell the story about Jenny packing a suitcase and running away to the city. And similar to the girl from Runaway, she had to work her way through the night. And she's only 16. The chorus says, she's hard 16, soft to the touch, but she's seen too much. She's hard 16. Will her soul run dry by 17? And they end up talking about how before long, when she looks in the mirror, she's going to see the face of a stranger. And there's another lonely runaway living in hell. And there's a line in the outro that always kind of intrigued me because I don't know who's talking to her. The outro, Janet Garner sings these words. She sings, "Jenny, please come home. You've got so much to give, so much life to live, so come home." But she ran away from home because her father wasn't there and her mother didn't care. So who's calling for her to come home? I didn't really understand that. But yeah, I mean, that song just gives me chills, like even talking about it, like I got goosebumps on my arms, but it's a really catchy song. I really love everything. I love the tempo. I love the melody. It's I like the fact that it tells such a vivid story where I can picture, the lyrics in my mind, well, kind of like a movie in my mind, being portrayed by the song. All right, so the seventh track is another one that it's okay. Like I don't hate it. It's just not one that I would put on a playlist or anything. And it's called "Bad Reputation." And I mean, again, I would say that it's more of a hard rock than a hair metal song. It's it's okay. I used to skip this one, but now when I stream this album, I let it play through, but it's I don't enjoy it quite as much as I enjoyed the previous song, Hard 16, or the very next song on the album, Fallen Hero. Okay, so Fallen Hero is the eighth track on this album, and it's very similar to Hard 16, except it's not about a 16-year-old girl, it's about a 17-year-old boy. And the 17-year-old boy is in a gang, and he wants to prove himself. He wants to prove that he's a tough guy, and he wants to just be a gang member with a reputation for being a tough guy. But then he gets caught up in a police shootout, and he ends up dying. And in the chorus, I like it's a great chorus. I'll read it to you. Fallen hero, what were you trying to prove? Fallen hero, all you got was front page news. It's too late, tough break. Read your epitaph. Fallen hero, how many others will follow in your path? Like, wow. Like, I know a lot of people out there really think that 80s hair metal is cheesy, but I mean, I see a lot of brilliance in it that nobody ever wants to talk about. And I think that the lyrics that I just read were just brilliantly written. Okay, really a catchy song too. And this is another one of my favorites. Okay, so the next track on the album, I think it's track number 9, is called "Only a Heartbeat Away," and I don't know if this was the first single on the album, but it's the first song I ever remember hearing. I bought this album because of that. I think I was at home watching like VH1. I think it was called Heavy Metal Mania. They used to have a show on VH1 Classic back in the day when I was in high school, and I was like already into hair metal and stuff. And they would show music videos for 1 hour of like old 80s hair metal bands. They even played like Cold Lake by Celtic Frost. And so I learned a lot from watching that show, and I think I saw the music video to Only a Heartbeat Away, which is why I went out and bought this album first instead of Vixen's debut album first, even though I knew the songs from the debut album from the Monster Ballads and Monster Madness infomercial. Well, anyway, Only a Heartbeat Away is just a really catchy 80's hair metal love song. I think it's a classic. You know, it's one that's always going to be near and dear to my heart. Really love it. Just love that song, Only a Heartbeat Away. The very next song on the album is called It Wouldn't Be Love. And I love this song. Okay, it's not exactly, I don't know if you could call it a hair metal song or not, because I think that an artist from any other genre could have probably, any top 40 artist could have put It Wouldn't Be Love on their own album. And whether it be country, whether it be pop rock, whether it be regular rock and roll, I don't even know. But she's talking to her romantic partner, and she's explaining to them that it wouldn't be love if it didn't hurt, and it wouldn't be love if everything was always good. And she, I'm just gonna read you this part, okay? Baby, you're just living in a fairy tale world if you think that making love don't take a lot of work. You think it's all rainbows and not any rain, but it doesn't work that way. And again, it's just really catchy. And even though it's not, you know, one of the harder tracks on the album, it is one of my favorites. I really enjoy it. Okay, and then the final track on this album is called Wrecking Ball. And Wrecking Ball, it's a little bit more hard rock than hair metal, I would say. It's a little bit faster. I kind of want to say it's like borderline bluesy. I don't know if other people would agree with that or not, but it's not one of my favorites, but it is a good song. I bet you there's a lot of Vixen fans out there who absolutely love that one. It's just not one of the songs that I gravitate to on the album. But it is good. It is catchy. I really don't think there's a bad song on this album. I think that every song on this album is good. I think that when it comes down to the matter of my own personal taste, I just tend not to prefer songs like Not a Minute Too Soon, Streets in Paradise, Bad Reputation, and Wrecking Ball. I think that those are the only songs on, those are the songs on the album that I would rank the lowest. But everything else, and not a single one of them is a bad song whatsoever. It's just that I prefer Rev It Up, How Much Love, Love is a Killer, Hard 16, Fallen Hero, Only a Heartbeat Away, and It Wouldn't Be Love. Those are, I mean, if you only had those 8 songs, I would think that this is one of the greatest albums of all time, not even hair metal albums of all time. Okay, probably hair metal albums of all time, but yeah, but I really think there's something on here for everybody. Just as long as you're not like the kind of person who's like, no, I don't like anything, you know, commercial and catchy. I only like death metal and hard stuff. Like I'm not talking about those people. But yeah, I'm a huge Vixen fan. I mean, as you can see, I have a T-shirt, and when I decided I'm gonna start reviewing albums, the first band that I did a review for was Vixen. So I mean, that goes to show you that I've been a big fan for a very long time. And Jan Gardner's still out there doing her thing. Roxy Petrucci is still playing drums for the new incarnation of Vixen, led by Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale. Yeah, so I just really enjoy this album. I don't know if I'm gonna, if I had to give this album a number of stars, I'd give it 4.5 stars, and I would only deduct half a star because not every song on the album was for me. But I also know that there are going to be people out there who love the other songs that I don't particularly love, but even I'm not going to dunk on them and say that they're bad songs, because they're not. They could have easily been hit singles from pop rock artists, from hypothetical other pop rock artists. So yeah, So if you're into 80s hair metal and you haven't checked out the album Rev It Up by Vixen, I highly recommend it. It's always been one of my favorites. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review, and just let me know what you thought in the comment section. All right, horns up, peace out.